her mother is 54 years old. Her mother is 5 years older.
In the moment, it just felt like, what? Like, is this fun for him? Is this a test?
So what does this latest lawsuit actually mean for Sean Diddy Combs? If the allegations of coercion and assault within prison walls are substantiated, this isn't just another blemish on a fading legacy. It could be the clearest proof yet that the methods of control that powered his rise to the top didn't collapse with his empire, they simply evolved to suit a new environment. During his previous trial, prosecutors painted Diddy as a manipulator who ruled through fear, threats, and psychological warfare.
She testified, excuse me, that she was Diddy's ex-assistant. She said he her, sexually assaulted her in various ways multiple times. He exacted unbelievable violence against her, threatened her, one point allegedly threatened to take her phone and use anything on the...
Cassie Ventura, a former partner, testified that he recorded their private moments without consent and weaponized those recordings to keep her from leaving. Other women described cycles of drugging, surveillance, and male enforcers designed to keep them obedient and afraid. Now, it appears that the same pattern may have crossed over into the confines of federal custody, just with a new kind of captive audience. But the lawsuit filed by his former bunkmate isn't the only unsettling thread weaving its way out of MDC Brooklyn. According to court documents, Diddy allegedly purchased additional phone time while in custody, a seemingly minor detail that federal prosecutors
were in the unit that was one floor above mine. So in terms of like the setting, it's a fairly decent chance that the room I'm describing is similar to where Diddy is. Yeah.
Latched onto earlier this year. Inmates reported that he offered commissary incentives to other prisoners in exchange for borrowing their call slots, a move that allegedly allowed him to make three-way calls and evade monitoring systems. His legal team denies any misconduct, but the implication is sharp. Even under constant watch, Diddy may have been working the system to stay in control of the narrative. And the signs of unraveling aren't just procedural, they're physical. When Combs appeared in court earlier this year, observers were stunned by his appearance. Gone was the sharply dressed mogul in tailored suits and designer watches. In his place stood a visibly thinner, grayer man dressed in faded khakis and prison-issue thermals. He looked, according to one courtroom witness, like someone who hadn't slept in days. The transformation was described as jarring, both mentally and physically, but maybe the most haunting image of all comes not from the courtroom, but from the cells. Reports have surfaced of inmates stashing slices of white bread under their mattresses to avoid consuming allegedly contaminated meals. Advocates for prison reform even circulated a photograph showing beans crawling with white insects. While the Bureau of Prisons dismissed the image, claiming it wasn't taken on a day beans were served, their credibility was already on shaky ground. In 2024, they publicly acknowledged that at least one shipment of beans showed signs of infestation.
Hey, what you doing? You good? Yeah. You need to shake out of it and maybe be like, okay, yeah, you're right, I'm tripping. I'm good, regardless.
Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnello, put it bluntly, I think the food's probably the roughest part of it. But he also raised a deeper question, one that cuts to the core of this new lawsuit. What exactly is Diddy doing to hold on to power inside a place where power is currency, and influence is everything? The legal complaint paints a harrowing picture of a calculated campaign of fear directed at a vulnerable inmate, one who allegedly stayed silent until he was safely moved to another unit. Legal analysts say if federal prosecutors decide to pursue the case, Diddy could face a fresh set of criminal charges. And if the cellmate's account holds water, it doesn't just suggest a man under pressure. It paints a portrait of someone who didn't crumble under confinement, he recalibrated. He found new ways to dominate, and here's where the stakes escalate. This may not be an isolated incident. Insiders familiar with life inside
But I ain't that good a Christian.
DC Brooklyn say there's a silent code that governs high-profile units. Complaining too loudly can carry consequences. Speaking up without protection doesn't just risk ridicule, it can make you a target. So if Diddy's former cellmate is telling the truth, the most chilling question may be, how many others have stories they're too afraid to tell? This isn't just a legal case. It could be the spark that lights a chain reaction. Point 1 affidavit.